Why is XRP not moving? Why does the price feel completely disconnected from everything that's happening behind the scenes? Today, I'm going to break down the real reason XRP feels stuck. And trust me, it's not the reason most people think. In fact, it's tied to a massive misunderstanding that wiped out confidence earlier this year and turned out to be completely wrong. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. Please remember, this is not a financial advice video. Let's start with something extremely important because it sets the foundation for everything else we're about to talk about. One of the biggest mistakes investors repeatedly make is blindly trusting so-called experts. This happens in stocks, it happens in crypto, and it happens every single cycle. Earlier this year, we saw a perfect example of this. There was widespread panic about tariffs. Headlines everywhere were screaming that the U.S. economy was about to collapse, that a recession was guaranteed, and that financial markets were heading straight into disaster mode. Crypto didn't escape that fear either. We saw heavy liquidations, sharp sell-offs, and extreme pessimism across the board. Fast forward to now, and reality tells a completely different story. The U.S. just printed another strong GDP number at 4.3%, blowing past expectations that were already optimistic. Instead of economic collapse, we're seeing continued strength. Instead of recession, we're seeing resilience. And this exposes a harsh truth. The dominant narratives pushed by mainstream voices are often wrong. Not slightly wrong, completely wrong. This isn't new. We see it again and again. Big, scary headlines get amplified, fear spreads, people panic sell, and later on it turns out the entire narrative was built on assumptions rather than facts. The damage, however, is already done. Markets move on emotion long before logic catches up. Anyone who sold because they believed those narratives didn't sell due to fundamentals, they sold because of fear that was manufactured. And this lesson matters deeply when we talk about XRP. One of the biggest reasons XRP's price feels disconnected is because the broader crypto market still operates almost entirely on speculation, not understanding. I recently saw a post that perfectly captures this mindset. XRP has now surpassed over 4 billion transactions. That's not a theory. That's not hype. That's real usage. Ripple's CTO David Schwartz made a simple statement: don't judge XRP purely by its price. He pointed to transaction volume, speed, and real-world settlement as proof of adoption. The response? The overwhelming reaction was essentially, who cares? Price is all that matters. And that reaction tells you everything you need to know about the current state of the crypto market. Most participants are not investors. They are speculators. They don't care how a network works, who uses it, or whether it solves real problems. They care about one thing only: is the price going up right now? This is why so much crypto content revolves around nothing but charts, candles, and short-term moves. Because that's what the majority of the market understands. But this mindset is exactly why people miss the biggest opportunities. History already showed us this with the internet. During the dot-com era, the best technologies were not the best performers in the short term. The companies that later became giants weren't obvious winners at the time. Most people didn't understand the internet well enough to evaluate business models properly. They chased momentum, not value. The real winners were identified by people who looked beyond daily price action and focused on network growth, adoption, and long-term utility. That's what transaction volume represents. Transactions are proof of demand. They show that something is actually being used, not just talked about. When David Schwartz says not to judge XRP by price, he's not saying price doesn't matter. He's saying price alone cannot tell you where this asset is headed long-term. Even he has stated that XRP will not remain cheap forever. The key point is timing. Markets are slow to price in real utility. Right now, the crypto market treats most projects as interchangeable. One goes up, money chases it, another goes down, it's ignored. There's very little differentiation happening, but that won't last. Just like with the internet, there will be a point where serious capital starts asking serious questions. Which networks actually move value? Which ones integrate with financial infrastructure? Which ones can scale globally? When that shift happens, price behavior changes completely. Many people get uncomfortable hearing this because it implies patience. They worry they're early, they worry they'll be waiting forever. But here's the reality. If everything was already obvious, there would be no opportunity left. Markets reward early understanding, not late confirmation. Once everyone agrees, the upside is already priced in. The crypto market today looks a lot like the early internet era. Immature, speculative, driven by emotion, and dominated by short-term thinking. Over time, that will change. Institutions, infrastructure, regulation, and real-world integration will force differentiation. Some networks will become critical to global systems, others will fade into irrelevance. XRP's situation fits perfectly into this transition phase. The fundamentals are improving, usage is growing, infrastructure is expanding, but price hasn't caught up yet because the market isn't ready to value those things properly. That disconnect doesn't mean something is broken. It means the market hasn't matured. And historically, the biggest gains go to those who understand this phase, not those who wait for certainty. The people who benefited most from the internet didn't wait for mass adoption. They recognized it before it was obvious. The same pattern is playing out again, just in a different form. XRP's price being stuck isn't a mystery. It's a reflection of where the market is, not where the network is going. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again in the next video. Goodbye.